guys, it is Tuesday. Um, Today I want to talk about everyday life. Um, because what a lot of people forget is that while I am trying to get through all of this, I'm not in a bubble. And while I don't have to go to work, thank you, Family Medical Leave Act, um, I do still have to maintain relationships. I'm married, and with any marriage comes its ups and downs. And I have a sister and nieces and a nephew, and my mom and dad, and we're a close family. So part of this has been figuring out how to control communication to where everyone feels like they're getting enough communication, but I don't feel put upon, or I don't feel like I am just constantly having to update people about my life. The other question comes, from okay, so how much do people get to know? You know, what questions can they ask? My answer is ask anything. I'll let you know if I don't want to answer it. But that's going to be different for a lot of people. So the most important thing is, for people going through this, is to set your boundaries, be clear about your boundaries, and then express your boundaries to those around you. Because if somebody doesn't know that you have a boundary set and they cross it, and then you get upset, or it triggers something, or a number of things can happen, and it was all just a big misunderstanding. I'm still trying to support my husband at his new job. So he has his own stresses, and there are things that I used to be able to do that I can't do, and that's frustrating not only for me but for him. So it's a constant conversation of, why can't you do this, on both sides, of me saying, why can't you just do this for me, and of him saying, why can't you just do this? You're at home all the time. What's going on? And I think that it's healthy. It's difficult, but at the end of the day, we both have each other's backs, and we know that we can count on each other, and that's the most important part, is to surround yourself with people that you can count on. In the meantime, I've had a lovely outpouring of support from people who have watched these videos and who have learned something either about themselves or about a coworker or a friend of theirs or someone else in their family, that they can understand things a little more deeply. And to you guys, I say, maybe this gives you the opportunity to approach a conversation in a different way than you might have before. Because even though sometimes I hide myself away and cut off all communication, it doesn't mean that I don't want communication. And I know that that seems very strange, but if I turned my phone on and nobody had reached out, then I would feel even worse, even though I am not communicating with anybody. I'm not answering phone calls. I'm not answering text messages. I'm not answering emails. I go through cycles of that, and that's part of my coping mechanism. And it's not the healthiest, but sometimes I just need to shut the world off. And so I just ask that other people understand, and we've put things in place so that the people who will be worried about me if they're not hearing from me, well, they can get in touch with my husband, and my husband will just say, yeah, she's gone underground, and but everything's fine. And so we've been dealing with this for enough years to know the pitfalls, and really the biggest pitfall is a lack of communication. And that doesn't mean that it always has to be you communicating. You can have your mouthpiece. You can have, I was out with friends, and somebody said, oh, Audrey, you can do nothing but secret shop for the next couple of weeks. And I kind of I paused and I didn't say anything, and then one of my friends jumped in and said, she has enough on her plate. She is, trying to get well, and that's more important than secret shopping. And so it was really nice and lovely, to have someone step in like that. And it also reaffirmed that, this friend understands enough of what I'm going through to know that it is serious, and that I am doing the best that I can, and the person that I need to worry about the most right now is me, while also being cognizant of the relationships that I do have, to make sure that nothing breaks. Because the worst thing that could happen is, I could come out of this and get back to my normal. Meanwhile, I've lost friends, or it's hard on marriages. People get divorced over this, and so my goal is to keep communication open. And while I'm not always the best at that, nor is my husband, nor is my family, we just keep trying. So I invite you to keep trying. That's all that we can ask, is to say, I am going to mess up sometimes, but all I have to do is just keep trying. Happy Tuesday.